A major severe weather outbreak struck the central United States on Tuesday, with damaging tornadoes and grapefruit-sized hail hitting Illinois and Indiana amid a widespread storm event across the region. The threat is not over. Millions of Americans from the southern plains to the Great Lakes remain at risk through Wednesday. This is the first time forecasters have issued a level 4 of 5 severe storm risk since July 28, 2025. The Storm Prediction Center placed more than 36 million people inside a severe weather threat zone as of Tuesday morning, a number that, honestly, grew and didn't shrink overnight. The atmospheric setup behind this outbreak is unusual for early March. A large low-pressure system positioned near Baja California has been pumping a continuous stream of Pacific moisture across Mexico and into the southern United States since Friday night. At the same time, a deep dip in the jet stream drove cold air and powerful wind shear southward out of Canada, directly over the warm, moisture-laden air rising from the Gulf. That collision produced extreme atmospheric instability across the Central Plains. Surface dew points of at least 60 to 65 degrees were recorded across the Midwest and Ohio Valley, delivering tropical-level moisture to states that rarely see it in the first week of March. That fuel, combined with low-level wind shear, created conditions capable of sustaining violent, long-track tornadoes. A tornado tracked through the Kankakee, Illinois area Tuesday evening, and hail greater than tennis ball size was reported with the same supercell thunderstorm. A very large tornado was confirmed in Kankakee County and into northwest Indiana, with warnings remaining in effect past midnight. Early Tuesday evening, a tornado briefly touched down near Pontiac, Illinois. Hail up to 5 inches in diameter was recorded near Buckingham, Illinois, a figure that could represent a new state record. In the Chicago area, half-dollar-sized hail fell across multiple neighborhoods. In Kankakee County, one resident described seeing lightning followed by softball-sized hail that shattered her car windshield and cut her hands. Homes along South Sandbar Road in Aroma Park were destroyed, and one man had to be dug out of his basement after becoming trapped by debris. In Texas, the southern branch of the storm system produced its own damage. A tornado was observed near Dudley, Texas, and baseball-sized hail was reported in Buffalo Gap. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, including Plano, Garland, Arlington, and Irving, all face threats from powerful hail-producing supercells and embedded tornado potential through the afternoon and into the evening. The Kansas City metropolitan area was not spared. Hail up to 3.5 inches in diameter was reported in the Kansas City metro area, large enough to shatter windshields and punch through roofing material within seconds of impact. The Level 4 risk zone identified a corridor where multiple strong to intense tornadoes, rated EF2 to EF3, were forecast to develop. Tornadoes of that strength can destroy entire stories of well-constructed homes and cause significant structural damage to large buildings. The single most dangerous atmospheric ingredient in this event is the warm frontal boundary draped across northern Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. When a rotating supercell reaches that boundary, low-level wind shear can effectively double within just a few miles of travel. That environment is precisely what produces the most violent and long-lasting tornadoes. A focused corridor along and just south of the front held the highest potential for multiple strong to intense tornadoes, with a 15% tornado probability included in the Storm Prediction Center's moderate risk assessment across parts of northern and central Illinois into northwest Indiana. Missouri remained in the spotlight throughout the evening. The St. Louis area faced its highest tornado risk after midnight as storms organized and accelerated eastward. The region near Kansas City faced threats from both tornadoes and large hail. The overnight timing is particularly dangerous. Most residents are asleep when warnings are issued, and response time is sharply reduced. In Indiana, a fast-moving line of storms approached the Indianapolis metro area on Wednesday morning, bringing severe wind gusts, frequent lightning, and rotation potential. A large, severe thunderstorm warning covered west-central Indiana as the line raced east at nearly 60 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorms are expected to track eastward overnight and into the Great Lakes, though they're forecast to lose some intensity by morning. Wind damage, destructive hail, and tornadoes remain threats from Texas to Michigan, including areas outside the highest-risk zone. The outbreak is expected to continue through early Thursday morning across some of the same areas that were hit hard by severe storms just last week. Tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail are all possible for parts of the South, Plains, and Midwest. Flash flooding is an additional concern. From eastern Texas through Arkansas and into the Ohio Valley, rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches are expected to fall on ground already saturated by recent storms. Cities including Nashville, Memphis, Little Rock, Louisville, and the greater Tulsa region face dual threats from severe storms and rising water. A widespread level 2 out of 5 risk of severe thunderstorms is in place for Wednesday, covering more than 55 million people from Texas and Louisiana to Pennsylvania. Damaging winds are the primary threat, with tornadoes possible in the lower Mississippi Valley and parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Forecasters have cautioned that flash floods and damaging wind gusts can be just as destructive as tornadoes and often impact a much larger area. Anyone in affected regions should treat this as a multi-hazard event, not solely a tornado watch. Residents across high-risk zones should move to the lowest floor of a sturdy building in an interior room without windows before storms arrive. Bathrooms, hallways, and closets provide the most protection from tornado winds and flying debris. All mobile devices should be fully charged before storm activity begins. Power outages frequently accompany severe weather, and cellular networks can become overloaded during active tornado events. A battery-powered weather radio remains the most reliable backup when other communication fails. This outbreak follows a similar event just days earlier. Families in Aroma Park, Illinois are still dealing with destroyed homes from Tuesday night's storms, with residents working Wednesday morning to recover belongings from the wreckage. The pattern that produced these events has not yet cleared the region. Long-range forecasters predict between 1,050 and 1,250 tornadoes across the United States in 2026, near the historical average, but warn that it only takes one tornado striking a densely populated community to define a season. This week has already made that case. U.S. Storm Center will continue to monitor this event as it moves east. Stay alert, stay informed, and have your shelter plan ready before the